What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast about a playlist. I'm Jon.
I'm Brandon.
We hope you're all doing well. We got a lot of music to talk about this week, as always, but since we didn't do music news last week, let's get into it, man. It's been a busy week. So, first up,
Sure has.
the main stage for Tomorrowland, for the Tomorrowland Festival in Belgium, set to take place this weekend, burned to the ground within the last 48 hours. The
Fucking crazy.
visuals, dude, it's insane. The visuals are nuts. If you want to Google it, if you're listening. And what's even more insane is that the festival, which starts tomorrow, ironically, is still happening. I guess most of it was unaffected outside of the one stage. I have no idea how this is going to go on, like as if that didn't happen. What are your thoughts on this?
I think that obviously it's kind of a tragedy because Tomorrowland is one of those festivals that like is very known for its main stage art. The art looked fucking awesome,
Yep.
which sucks. It actually kind of looked like as the left side was burning on the video that I watched that they were going for like a fire and ice theme.
Mm.
Man, I think that they could do a couple of things with this. I hope that they continue going on, and I also hope that they don't put all the big name artists on other stages because number one, it's going to crowd, it's going to be a bad experience for everybody. You know what they should fucking do is put a couple of lights out on this gigantic ass field, put the best sound system that they can get on short notice, and just
Hmm.
fucking put them on a field. No visuals, no big stage production. Let's just get the music going. Let's encourage people to put their phones away and dance like it's Belgium in fucking 1993. You know what I mean?
That sounds beautiful, but we'll see how they pivot from this. It clearly was the focal point, the main stage. It was
Yes.
gigantic, but like you said, there are ways to pivot from this. If you go back to the last EDC I went to, which was the last one in LA 2010, I believe. Back then, we're used to giant production now, but back then for a major festival, it was like the easy up stage with some trusses, screen on each side, maybe one behind the main person. That's it. They can get that type of stage up in a day or two. They're not going to have anything close to resembling what they did. But I think having big name artists perform on a giant space on a more scaled back stage, maybe they can raise it up for like height or eyeline sake. But I think that they can pull this off. But man, it's going to be a weird weekend to be like amongst where that happened.
For sure. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. Do you know what term I haven't heard in a long fucking time, bro?
What's
It's
that?
what they used to call Together as One and EDC and Monster Massive. I haven't heard the term massive be used for a rave since probably 2011, 2012 at like latest.
Yeah, but is the word rave even used anymore, really?
Well, a lot
Like,
of people use it to describe places like Beyond Wonderland and EDC. Those aren't raves, in my opinion. Those
no,
are
those
festivals.
are mainstream music festivals now. The
Correct.
like, yeah, rave is the one where you're driving down a desert road and you're having to look for the three balloons coming off of a cone to turn left, and you go down this road half a mile and then you pay
Right.
15 bucks and you get in. I mean, there's clearly more official
Or
raves than that. I it's
Or you go into downtown LA and you're like, "Can I park my car here?" And everyone's like, "Nah." And you're like, "Yeah, fuck it anyways."
Yep. Yep. I left mine at a gas station all day for an EDC and it still worked. It
Probably
was still there.
probably the sketchiest gas station you've ever been to as well. I remember parking my crappy Kia at a the sketchiest Wendy's I've ever seen in my entire life so I could walk to the NOS Center. The car was there. I was actually very surprised the car was still there.
Yeah, yeah. And trust people, I guess. That's the lesson here. We'll definitely keep an eye on how the Tomorrowland thing plays out, and we'll touch back on that next week if there's anything of note. I'm hoping for some good sets. I'm hoping for some good sets, some good IDs. We'll see what comes of it.
Yeah,
Um,
man, I think it'll be okay.
Moving on, Nine Inch Nails released a new song today for the upcoming Tron movie, co-produced by Boys Noise, with the full soundtrack dropping September 19th. We'll be covering the song on next week's episode, but I wanted to talk to you because it's interesting that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are very, very famous now, almost equally as famous for being in Nine Inch Nails as for scoring movies, but they typically do so under the name Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. So it's notable that kind of following the success of the like grandeur that was getting Daft Punk to do the 2010 iteration of this movie, it's interesting that this is Nine Inch Nails doing the music for this movie. Whether it's a soundtrack or a score or a blend of both, we kind of have to wait and see. This first song, not to spoil anything, sounds more like an actual Nine Inch Nails song than a movie score. So
which is
there
tight.
there is hope. At the point that Tron Legacy came out in 2010, Daft Punk hadn't released an actual album since 2005, so about 5 years. I think Bad Witch is Nine Inch Nails' last album, about 7 years. It'll
Hmm.
be interesting to see. I don't think that the Tron Legacy soundtrack counts for me as a Daft Punk album. Random Access Memories would be the next actual one. We'll see if this kind of scratches a Nine Inch Nails itch, or if it's maybe all co-produced by Boys Noise. Fingers crossed, that would be great. But I think that this is cause to get excited for, at least. Are you pretty excited for this?
Oh, fucking obviously. I actually think like it's a move from movie studios to have a score be with like stage names instead of real names. Like imagine if it was Tron Legacy scored by Thomas Bangalter and Guy Manuel Amanin. You know,
Exactly.
like it would be weird,
Which
right?
Banghalter has scored movies under his actual name, so it's
Correct.
interesting that they used the name Daft Punk for that.
And then also like the Chemical Brothers. You say that the Tron Legacy soundtrack in and of itself isn't really a Daft Punk record. Obviously, it's
Mhm.
not. But the Chemical Brothers scored a movie called Hannah, starring Eric
Yeah,
Bana. Fantastic fucking movie. Great score. Obviously, I don't listen to it because it's not a Chemical Brothers album. Um,
exactly.
they are credited as the Chemical Brothers scoring scoring the movie instead of Tom Roland and I
Just
forget
the
the other guy's name.
individual
Yeah.
people, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that it's a move towards that. That used to be a bigger thing. We used to have more crossover between music and movies, especially in that way, like Friday Night Lights doing getting explosions in the sky to do the entirety of that soundtrack for the movie. Those are
Yeah.
always memorable to me. They're very cool, especially as they age, as the band's discography ages. It's always kind of an interesting snapshot of where they are in time. But man, I'm
Well,
fucking stoked for this soundtrack. The
same.
movie. I don't know. I like Tron. I like it's a movie starring Jared Leto, so my hopes aren't very high for this, but we're hoping for a great soundtrack at least.
I just watched Jared Leto in my favorite role of his in a movie, Lord of
Requiem?
War. Lord of War.
Lord
He
of
plays,
War.
yeah, great Jared Leto role. But no, I'm very excited for Nine Inch Nails. I really hope that Boys Noise and them on this tour get together and like recognize. Obviously, you know, Alex from as Boys Noise recognizes
Mhm.
Nine Inch Nails is like clear iconic status, and I really hope that both Trent and Atticus really recognize that Boys Noise is a force. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why he's worked with some of the bigger names in electronic. I mean, a lot of people don't know that he did a collab with Mr. Oizo that went super under the radar. And Mr. Oizo, it was at one point like huge, like you
Yeah.
couldn't go to EDC without Mr. Oizo being there, and nobody went to his shows because nobody knew. You know, it's he's weird, but it's one of those things, right? And I
Mhm.
hope that they end up collaborating more. I am
Nine-inch noise,
definitely
as you put it.
9 inch motherfucking noise. I am going to do my very best to get to their Phoenix show. Happens to be on my birthday. In the show notes, I'm going to put
Yes.
a GoFundMe. I'm just kidding. I'll figure it out.
Shut the fuck
But
up.
I don't want to go to LA, so I'm going to drive out and because it's on my actual birthday to Phoenix. I'm going to
Yeah.
wait to see where tickets are going. But honestly, I need to see the show. I can't not see it, especially after hearing the song, which we'll cover next week. So no more spoilers there.
Yeah, no more spoilers there. I think that like you were saying, the spirit of collaboration is like finally in the air between Boys Noise and Nine Inch Nails. They've seemed to be working together in an increasing amount before the tour and
Love
now
that.
even more during and after the tour. I
Love
don't
that.
think that this is the end, so we'll see where it goes from here.
One request before we move on. I would
What?
love it if Boys Noise were to remix the Soul soundtrack done by Trent Reznor. I think that that would be really neat.
That's fucking wild. Man, I can't even comprehend that. Oh man,
Exactly my point, bro.
that's fucking wild. All right. Let's more music news. We got Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. They also released a new song today that we will be covering next week. They also released a short film on YouTube, Alfredo the movie.
God, that's so them.
And yeah, the new album Alfredo 2, which is what I'm bringing up now, drops July 25th, so like week after next. That
Oh
is
wow.
right around the corner. It's a surprising yet welcome Freddie Gibbs summer, man. I'm very, very excited about that one. What about you?
I'm so excited. Do you think he's gonna do a bandana too with Madlib?
Well, no, because he did Pinata, which is
Oh,
this.
true, true,
No,
true,
no.
true, true. He did.
I'm glad you brought this up because this is driving me fucking crazy, actually. The cover is
Is
ramen.
ramen.
Why not just call it ramen? It didn't have to be Alfredo too. Like, I'm so fucking confused about this. Is Alfredo too open for licensing and ramen is not? Is it something like it has to be? Because I'm like, why is the
I I
my
I
mind
I think
can't
it's
comprehend it.
it's got to be like the combination of their names, right? Alchemist, Freddy, Alfredo. But I
Yes,
agree, it
yeah.
should have been called ramen. Should have been called ramen.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's definitely the name. That's what the group should be named, I
And
guess.
and
But
and if you're putting Alfredo sauce in your ramen, you're doing it wrong, boys.
you're doing a
That's not what
lot
you should
wrong.
do.
You're doing so much wrong if that's what's going on.
And if Freddy does as much cocaine as he says he does, he's not eating either Alfredo nor ramen. So
No, man. The track list for that's out. There's like Jid, Larry June, bunch of others on there. That's gonna be a really fun album, man.
yep.
We got another tour announcement today. Kate Trinata and Justice are going on tour together this fall. A match made in heaven for me. I've seen neither artist live. It's a few days before my birthday in Portland at the Moda Center. I
Oh,
think
you gotta go.
I'm pulling the trigger. I think this is where I finally see Justice live,
You
and
gotta go,
very
dude.
happy to see Katra. Chance Katra playing in Portland brings out a Mine for a song or two, which would be fucking great too.
Yeah, that'd be really tight, man. I think that half of that tour sounds amazing.
The only weird thing that you and I kind of pointed out, I'm gonna go right past that.
Just gonna breeze right past it. Got
Is
it.
that the only date blurred out on it is the obvious LA date. We've been racking our brains trying to figure out why this would be, if it's a surprise performance somewhere, if it's a radius clause, if it's they just don't have the venue locked down. Either way, it's interesting to note, and I guess we will update that whenever that date clears up to see if it's anything more interesting than just another tour stop. But if it is going in your area, are you going to try and go? I know you're not a Katra fan.
Well, obviously, I'm gonna try to. I love San Diego. You know how I feel about stadium shows, especially like EDM stadium shows. It's one of those things where it's like, would I rather
Yeah.
catch a justice somewhere else? But this is probably gonna be the last chance I have to see them for knowing
Yep.
them, probably about
They've
seven
been
or eight
touring a
years.
lot the last 2 years. I think
And
this has to be the last one before they take a break.
and I missed them at Coachella 2024, where they started this, and I didn't want to see them at the Hollywood Bowl because that sounded fucking weird.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that this will be the time to see them for either of us. I'm very much looking forward to it. Not looking forward to seeing what Ticketmaster is going to charge me for that. Last bit of music news that I just thought was interesting. Yelle, I'm not sure the pronunciation on it. You know, the French pop artist canceled her North American tour yesterday, essentially for the same reason Bad Bunny is saying he's not coming here. Do you think we're going to see this more from artists abroad?
Potentially. I think that I think that a lot of artists have been doing it. I think there's like a combination of factors, and quite honestly, I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of artists are just they're fatigued, man. And I think that that's the correct word for it because it is both financially and mentally fatiguing to tour right now. And if you're not guaranteed to make the money and you're not guaranteed to pay back that Live Nation or that Golden Voice,
Well,
pre thing.
I think in Bad Bunny's case, he's worried about ice right now. In Yellow's case, I'm not entirely sure if it's just like her morals or like I don't like what's going on in America and I don't want to tour there after announcing a tour here. Or if I'm not sure if ticket sales are at all a factor in this. It could be. It doesn't seem like it's rooted in that. I imagine that it's only going to be a thing for the artist that you'd expect it to be. You're not going to see Massive Attack touring America right now. You'd be lucky to see them if things were politically any different anyways. There's artists like that you're probably not going to see
Massive
performing
Attack's
over
the
here.
different. Massive Attack's a whole different thing, but correct. I think a lot of Latin artists are going to be canceling their tours.
Mhm.
And I think that that's probably for good reason. If they don't feel safe coming to America, then why would they? You know what I mean?
If they
And
arrest Motomami, we riot.
yeah, I mean, if they get Bad Bunny, I just hope that they put him in the cell with El Chapo, and El Chapo's like, hey, fuck it, let's get out of here, bro.
The tunnel's already built, dude.
I mean, right,
So it's
exactly.
ready
Like
now.
the dude's done it, what, like three times? Just put him in the
Oh
safe
man.
cell, bro.
Life is scary in this country right now. All right, let's distract all of us from all of that bullshit. And let's talk about some music, man. We got a lot of great music on the podcast to talk about this week, starting with new songs from Soul Wax. First time we've gotten to say that on the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
The title track from their upcoming album, yes, upcoming album, All Systems Are Lying, which is just a fucking incredible name. We also got their new track, Run Free, alongside of it. Both of these tracks are great. New album drops October. I'm very excited, man. What about you?
Yeah, so I am so glad that you put these first because I've been like waiting for these. I've been chomping at the bit here.
Yep.
I have a Coachella stand conspiracy theory here. I'm in like full tweak mode about this. So Despacio is Too Many DJs, aka Soulwax, and
Yep.
James Murphy from LCD Sound System. We have Despacio playing at Portola in San Francisco. Despacio is also set for 3 points in Miami. That means that Despacio is in the States and they are currently doing the thing. Soul Wax clearly has an album recorded. James Murphy is probably always down to do whatever the fuck they want to do. I have a very big conspiracy theory that we're going to get both Soul Wax and LCD Sound System and Despacio at Coachella this year. And I could not be more excited because I live right around the fucking corner. So that would be amazing. These tracks are amazing. All Systems Are Lying is a fucking banger. Run
Yep.
Free is also they're both classic Soul Wax, and I'm glad that we're not getting anything that's too far removed from what we've come to know and love from the Soul Wax boys. So
I,
that's it.
I
What are your thoughts?
Dude, I fucking love these. These are great, man. I'm very, very excited. I really hope that you're right, man. I love a great musical conspiracy theory. I love it even more if it comes true. So if we get Soulwax at Coachella, that would be incredible. The rumors are bubbling up right now. I guess they're negotiating with Bieber after his surprise album dropped last week. We'll see how it takes shape, but Soulwax would be a great, great nail for them to bag early.
Yeah, I really hope. Well, too many DJs played the last time they had Despacio. I believe that was 2023 or 2024. I think it was 2023. Same year as Kenny Beats.
Mm,
So the same year that Despacio was there, too many DJs did a Gobi tent set, which
yep.
I actually have recorded. Anybody ask me for it, I'll give it to you. It's incredible. But it wasn't Soul Wax, and I think that was because they weren't in the midst of an album rollout. They didn't have
Yeah.
their live rig with them. Too Many DJs did play, I believe, last year, weekend one at Quasar for a 3 4 hour set.
Hmm.
They have a very good relationship with Golden Voice, and I think that when we get a tour announcement for Soul Wax, we'll know whether or not they're going to be at Coachella based on whether or not they're going to choose Live Nation or Golden Voice to book their tour. So yeah, I'm in full
Interesting.
conspiracy tweak mode, just so everybody is aware.
Dude, I can't fucking wait, man. Hope that comes true.
Same.
Um, all right. New one from SG Lewis and Shy Girl this week. I didn't love the first single that SG Lewis put out for this new project, but this one is really, really good. Still very different for him, but I cannot wait to hear what's next, man. I dug this. What about you?
My fucking face when I saw Shy Girl next to SG Lewis's name, bro. I was number one, the track fucking rules. You're right,
Yep.
it's different. And it's actually not Shy Girl that makes the track better for me. It is actually just the fact that it's a better track than the last one.
Yeah, same,
And
same.
it's but also number two, Shy Girl has been straight crushing it lately. She's been doing
Yep.
collabs with like super high profile artists. And it's not like there's like a hole in the market for her style of music. Like there's plenty of it, but she's been collaborating with huge names because her talent is there clearly. I hope she continues to kill it. This track's a banger, bro. Undeniable.
Yeah, dude. Club Shy is a beautiful place to be. Love it. We got two new tracks from Weathen. These are actually bonus tracks that I think didn't make his last album as like a anniversary release. I love his production style. I just thought both tracks were solid and fun. What about you?
Bro, these are so much fun. This is 2010's festival house music, and
Yep.
I just love it. These would, if phones didn't exist, John, these would turn the ultra main stage into a feral dance party.
Yes. If goddamn, could you imagine? That would be great. Talk to me about this new one from Josh Wink, Realize.
Really fucking weird, and I love how weird this dude can get because he has a lot of classic techno tracks up his sleeve. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and it always just works for some reason. It's
Mhm.
super weird. There's no denying that. I wouldn't call this a banger, but it is. It was enjoyable to hear some weird ass sounds coming out of the Wink Master.
You and I zeroed in on the same word. I just wrote weird, but I enjoyed it. It's just one of those songs, man. Good song. Good song, good selection from you, man. New one from Blackpink called Jump. They are back with their first new track in a few years. One of their clubbiest to date, co-produced by Diplo. No surprise there. I really like it, man. It's upbeat as fuck. It's almost too upbeat, but it's a banger, man. What about you? What did you think of it?
That's why I didn't like it. I didn't even know that it was Diplo produced. My notes literally say, this isn't my favorite Blackpink song, if I'm
Well,
being
hold
honest.
on. It's written and produced by an army of people. Diplo
Well,
is just
clearly.
one of them.
Well, I mean, he puts his name on something. Apparently, I
That's
dislike it.
fair, man. That's fair. I'm not gonna fight you over this one. I
I
thought it
I
was
will
okay.
I will say the dude can put a DJ set on. His productions are forever.
Sure. New one from Elohim and Crosstalk called Cartier. What were your thoughts on this one, man? This is a little different for her.
Well, so I blind add Elohim songs. This is all right. I like it, but I wasn't like extremely compelled to come back to it very often this week, which is strange because I normally like really super dig all of the Elohim tracks that we cover.
Yeah, I thought the instrumental was really good. The lyrics just didn't really pull me in on this. Voice still
No,
sounds
real.
good, but like lyrics a little weird on it.
No,
Which
it's
typical
weird.
Elohim weird. Imagine that. But yeah, this one I don't know. I'm halfway on it.
Fair.
Um, all right, new one from Flo and Kaytranada called The Mood. Obviously, I love this. Great beat, great voices, blah blah blah. But the concept is fucking hilarious, and I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it's like this sleek, sexy R&B song that you can dance to that's about not being in the mood to have sex. Like it's really odd conceptually, but it does work because they're obviously all great at what they do. But man, I kind of chuckle every time this one comes on, and I don't know if that was the intended reaction. What did you think about this?
Number one, I chuckle every time as well because you're right. The concept is hilarious. Number two, every once in a while, there is a Katra production that I really love, and this is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think when he's leaning towards tailoring his sound for an R&B artist like Flo or her, he tends to go in a lane that's like a little different than his more dancey produced stuff. I agree. This is like one of his better productions. Weird song though. I'm a freak. I'm just not freaky tonight, man. Um, all right, new one
Debatable.
from Maxo Cream, Crack at 15. It's Maxo rapping over a beat produced by Tyler. It's obviously incredible, man. This is fucking great. What did you think about it?
I don't even care if it's real. I believe him.
Yeah, no, I don't need my raps to be autobiographical. I really don't. This was perfect the way it is. They've collabed like three times now in the last few years, man. I don't know what it is that like drew them to each other, but I'm really glad it happened.
It might be the crack.
It
I
might
could be
be.
wrong.
It might be. You could be. All right, new one from Skepta. Friendly Fire was not expecting him to release a Joyner Lucas diss track before a new album, but here we are. Joyner might be a weirdo, but he can also rap his ass off. He's already responded to this. I can tell this battle is going to take place faster than we can keep up with it. I think Skepta's already put out another song. Man, this is the year of battles or the follow-up year. I guess we're seeing what battles can do for your career post Kendrick and Drake, and I think that more artists are going that route. Let's just keep it with just words, you know?
Right. True. Yeah, no, I actually really liked this track. Skeptic kind of snapped a little bit, man, and he kept it. He did keep it friendly. Joyner did not. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, but the hook of Joiners is just you suck over and over again, which
Well,
is
I mean,
pretty
yeah,
funny.
it's Joyner Lucas, bro. What do you think
It's
is going to
jo
be creative?
He's gonna get Will Smith and Eminem in here. He's gonna tear you apart with people you never
Oh
expected.
fuck, Will Smith. Oh man, that's a wow.
Welcome
That's
to
a
Miami,
let's
bitch.
go. Let's fucking go, dude. He's gonna do a Bad Boys 3 level rap. Let's
Wild
do it.
Wild West 2. Come on.
Whoa, I like that song.
Hey, I was gonna say, where are you at? Are you pro Wild Wild West or anti?
Movie or song? Because song, yes, movie, yes. Doesn't matter. Love them both.
Okay. Yeah, same to both, sir. That's why we're friends. All right, man. New one from Circle Waves, Cherry Bomb. What's your thought on it?
New album is out in October, man. This
Okay.
song lacks a little bit of energy. I still really enjoyed it though. It is very classic Circle Waves.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Very upbeat summer indie vibe. Sounds good. We'll definitely be checking that album out. I feel like we haven't had a lot of indie like this year. We've had a lot of like harder rock indie, a lot of indie pop, but not really this type of indie. So
I agree. I need it. I need it
I
into my
I know you
veins.
do. I know you do. All right. We got a new one from Geese called Taxes. What do you think about this one?
This band is so fucking weird, John. I still listen to 3D Country. I
Yeah,
actually have that on vinyl. It's such a weird one to pull out at a party because everyone was like, "The fuck is that album you're about to put on?"
it's
And
weird.
then and then everybody files out for some reason. It's like the Midwestern slap the thigh and say, "All right." Uh, this song is really weird, man. Very neutral Milk Hotel coded, but like better.
Sure.
What are your
Yeah, I
thoughts?
I I like 3D Country and I don't like this one, so I'm struggling with it, but I'm interested in what the new album will sound like. They're not a band that is going to copy and paste this sound over every song on the album. So we'll see how it plays out. But as a single, this one didn't really do much for me. We'll see how it comes together on the album though.
Right.
All right, new one from Karate called Starfish, man. Not much to say about this one other than it's a jam. I really liked it. What about you?
Dude, this song is fucking great. I genuinely love how raw it sounds after them being a band for like fucking 30 years or something. Obviously, despite their hiatus or whatever.
Yep.
Another common numero group, W, bro.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. New one from Rocket, Wide Awake. I mentioned this song in the last episode. I said that they released a new one when they announced the album. We were kind of just catching up on stuff through June, so we talked about an older one, but I needed you to hear this one as soon as possible. The back half of this one is so good. Just some good indie shredding, and I really like it, man. What about you?
Straight fucking heater.
Yes, I had a feeling you would feel that way as well, man. Very much looking forward to that album. And because we were just getting doused with great like rock music this year, Weekend Friends announced a new one. This is their new song, Tough Luck, Bleed Me Out. It is just a great time to be a fan of female fronted rock bands because like on top of Wet Leg, Beaches, Scowl, and Rocket, we're also
The
getting
best.
this. And I think this might be my favorite so far. This is my song of the week, dude. I cannot stop listening to it.
Hey.
It's like Weekend Friends and Like Roses are two bands that when they release a new song, it has me in a grip for a while, man. This one's no different. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, this is fucking great, dude. I love the inflection and the attitude in her voice. And
Palpable,
also,
yeah.
how dare you not say the Beths? I'm so mad at you right now. Fucking pissed.
The Beths. I am sorry, man. There's so
Dear
many. There's
God.
so many this year. All right, man. New one from Restraining Order. No, not. This just fucking rips, man. Love some straightforward punk like this. What'd you think?
Real life punk rock, baby. Let's go. We covered their last album. I think it was last year or the year before. I loved it. I think I gave it an 8 or something like that. This is
Yep.
fire, bro. This is amazing. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go, man. This next song is pretty great too. New one from End It called Life Sublime. Don't think we've talked about them before, but this song is great. That last like 20 seconds is the type of shit that makes you want to do like the knuckle dragging walk through the pit back and forth, like really slow. It's so fucking good, man. I love this shit. What about you?
And narco hardcore punk in the year of my Lord 2025. Fuck me up. Let's
Well
go.
said. Uh, New one from fucking Deftones, man. My mind
What a
is a
sentence.
mountain. New Deftones sounds a lot like old Deftones. That's pretty much all I want. New album comes out August 22nd. Cover is fucking sick. What is it with them and white animals? I will never know, but I am looking forward to this, dude. What about
They're
you?
they're just racist against non other colored animals. Look, man, this is a pretty big deal for all those TikTokers who just discovered them last year. So I want to thank all of them. Track is very good, but like you said, it is Deftones. You can tell by the way that it is.
I knew you'd say it. Glad you did. All right, man. New one from We Came as Romans, Culture Wound. It's good, man. It's a We Came as Romans song. They also have a new album coming out August 22nd, coincidentally. We'll definitely be checking that one out. I think it was in the time we were away, but I heard a single or two before this one that I think I liked a little more. So maybe being at like single three or four, it's not the heaters we're getting, but I think it'll be a good album. What about you?
This is clearly like a little bit of a departure of sound for them. And if we're being honest with ourselves, this is clearly Bring Me the Horizon influenced. I did like it. It sounds solid with everybody in the band. They still do have some pretty heavy moments. I just want to say, I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast. I saw We Came as Romans open for Parkway Drive. I want to say in like 2016, maybe 2017. No, it must have been 2016. And I was with my buddy, shout out to Justin, and dude was just screaming his heart out. The guy from We Came as Romans was just screaming his heart out. And my boy Justin looked at me and he goes, man, I'm just saying, I could probably do better. And that's always stuck with me.
Good fucking luck, buddy.
Shout out Justin. He probably could.
Oh man. All right, new one from Paradise Lost, Serpent on the Cross, another 90s band that still rips super fucking hard, man. Good
Right.
song. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about Paradise Lost, but I know
I don't think so.
I'm assuming that you are at the very least adjacently familiar with them. Some
Yeah.
gothic metal, slow melodic, no death metal to it. Really interesting, man. Again, band has been together for like 30 years. They still do their thing. Interestingly enough, though, I was expecting way more clean vocals for a band that has been doing this for so long. There's not a clean vocal in sight on this, and I thought that that was exciting.
I too, man. You know what? I love some screamy screams, so anytime there's the absence of clean vocals, I'm generally happy with that as well.
You think Screamy is ever going to catch on? I don't know.
Not in the way I want it to. To be careful what you wish for thing though. We got a new one from Agriculture. Body Harm is the name of this one. In true agriculture fashion, it is fucking crazy, man. They announced a new album and tour. It's called The Spiritual Sound. It drops October 3rd. This is a wild way to start the rollout for it, but I'm fucking stoked. What about you?
Welcome to my song of the week, Chung. I
Hey.
Agriculture is quickly becoming one of my favorite black metal slash black metal adjacent bands. They have such a unique sound. They're crushingly heavy, yet there's like pretty moments in all of their songs. It's the wildest things. This song is, like you said, fucking wild, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, wild's almost an understatement with them. I appreciate it though. I
Right.
appreciate not just the tenacity, but the consistency at which they do this. It's impressive. One
Correct.
more single this week from After the Burial, Hum from the Hollows, the name on it. The fucking vocals on this track are just ferocious, man. I like this whole song. Big fan. What about you?
Just feral vocals, like you said, man. Genty riffs, classic metalcore sounds
Yup.
combined to make a pretty sick track, dude. Turns out After the Burial has still got it.
They definitely do, man. We got a couple EPs to talk about this week. New one from Jid. It is what he is calling the pre-lux to his upcoming album. It's a weird concept.
Right.
Big fan of Jid. Not a big fan of this EP, sadly, but I'm hoping this is just stuff that did not make the album for some reason or another. Although that part one in Animals with Eminem scares me a little bit. What did you think of this collection of songs?
Yeah, I wasn't too sure what to expect. I do kind of like that it's called the Prelux. I've never heard that before. Very creative, very 2025 of him.
Yes.
It kind of feels like one of those like 7 track Yay produced albums from 2018. Except for way worse. Jid
Yes.
kind of tries to do his thing here, but a lot of tracks are like so fucking nonsensical. And you know that I'm not a Yachty guy, and Eminem's verse is like a 101 class of how he raps, but like some of the rhymes just like why are you saying
Mm-hmm.
these things, right? Like that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't ever need to be said again. Please stop. Look, I did love Lisa with Six Lack though,
Yep.
as I'm assuming you likely did as well. It's
Easily the
probably
best
your
song on
standout.
here. Yep.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, easily. More of that on the album I'm fine with. Hopefully less of the other stuff.
We'll see, man. Maybe it's the story that finally ends on the next album.
We will see. All right, man. New one from Feral, A Look Within. Man, this shit is very eerie and very tense. I like it. Zaman goes super hard. Really good EP, man. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh yeah. So what's funny is that this is the July full moon release from Hypnus Records. As is tradition, we're going to talk about the full moon records from them, but they didn't release one in June, so I didn't add one on our best of June playlist last week,
Weird.
and that's fucking strange. But then they dropped this thing, and I'm like, oh well, maybe they were just working on this, and I've totally forgive them for all of their sins here. A little bit more proper techno than most of their other releases this and last year, but this is tight as fuck, dude. Farrell does like full fast hypnotic techno on this one, and I just fucking could not get enough of this one this week, bro.
Yeah, dude. Great, great release. You threw two dance releases on the podcast this week. Another one
I
from
too.
Reeve called Petals. This one was also a great EP all around. Knew from the first clap on the title track that I would love it, man, and I really did. Really good release, man. What did you think about it?
You're such a clap fan. I
I
love that for
am.
you.
I am. In this
Um,
style, it just works.
Okay, Arts Collective and Wreath. Holy shit, this EP is great, dude. Everything from the driving tech house of pedals to the absolutely fucking unhinged jazz, tech jazz, whatever the fuck you want to call it, with own amusement. This thing is wild. I typically try to limit myself to one techno release a week, even though there's like 18 that come out every week. If anybody's curious, I am curating a playlist for all of the techno releases in 2025, updated literally every week with 3 or 4 or 9 releases every week with EPs and singles. But this one, this week needed two of them, and I'm glad I threw them both on, and I'm glad you like both of them, man.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Are you ready to move on to the albums?
I sure as fuck am, man. Let's do it.
All right, man. New one from Chris Lake called Chemistry. I have always liked Chris Lake's music, but I think this album solidified me as a fan of his for life, man. This is the type of proper full-length album that we don't get nearly enough in dance music these days. Current streaming model doesn't really incentivize it, so it's really up to the artist to have that drive to go this route. And just because they do, that doesn't mean they're all going to succeed at it. This album is a success in every way possible. It's danceable, approachable, fun, touches on emotions without being too emotional for the experience. Features and vocalists are all well selected. It's more than substantial at 50 minutes, but still short enough that it has a lot of replay value, sometimes immediately. I assumed this would be good, but it surpassed all of my expectations for it. Might have even surpassed Skrillex as my favorite dance album of the year, man. It is a light
Whoa.
9 for me, easy. My standouts are pretty much all of it, but that first three-song run, the singles, Ease My Mind and In My Head are great. This week, though, favorite one has been creeping its way up into my favorites. All great, though, man. I love this project. What about you?
The sentence you just said about it creeping up on or surpassing Skrillex's album is might be the craziest thing you've ever said to me. All right, I saw Chris Lake this year actually. So I saw Chris Lake was opening for Dead Mouse at the Coachella Weekend One Airplane Hangar in Thermal After Party. I was actually I remember talking to you about it. Well, Chris Lake's probably gonna be fine. I was like, sure, it'll be fine. But honestly, it was a lot of fun. We spoke about that a little bit after the event, and he played a couple IDs, had Lorenzo come out. They did a couple anti-up songs. That was cool. But like even with all that, even though I liked his anti-up stuff with Lorenzo, I've always had this I've always tried my best to be allergic to his hype. He gets hyped up so fucking much, and I hate that. And you know that about me. Uh, I'm just gonna say, turns out I've been fucking humbled here. I don't agree with the blanket categorization of him as tech house because this is more akin to just like some fun ass Croatian defected record, like defected records house music. The dude can fucking get it on this one, dude. There is even like real structure to it. It doesn't feel like a collection of house tracks. None of them actually even feel like throwaways. This feels like a real album. And Chris Lake has real talent here, man. The singles he dropped were obviously great. Ease My Mind and In My Head are standouts from the singles. And if I'm being honest, I think there were probably too many singles on the album or for the album. But the album cuts are great, dude. Favorite one is a Future House fucking banger. He
Yeah.
transported me back to Chami sets in 2016 in the very best way possible. The vocals and the piano stabs, and well, they're perfect, bro.
Yep.
Reach for You has this insane synth line that just raises everything, only for the arpeggio to bring it back down to earth. Falling is the perfect album closer because it really does bring everything down and actually makes you want to hit play again. I loved this album way more than I thought I was going to. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. In My Head is a fucking earworm, bro.
It's so
So
good,
that's
man.
gonna be my
It's so
standout.
good. It's so good. I'm glad you really like this one too, even if it hasn't surpassed the Skrill Man for you quite yet.
It has not.
All right, man. Let's move on to the Clipse album. Been waiting to talk to you about this one all week.
Dying to hear your
The
thoughts, John.
album is called Let God Sort 'Em Out. So, unlike the Chris Lake album, I had high expectations for this one, but there was nothing that could stop this from living up. Their first album in almost 20 years, produced mostly by Pharrell. This album is an instant classic as far as modern rap releases go. Everything about it feels like it's done with intention. Every beat, every bar, every detail is exactly how they want it to be. We get a few big name features from like Kendrick, Tyler, Nas, many more, but the stars of the show are never in doubt here, man. The album opens with a very gospel influenced track featuring John Legend. I love the bars and even the music on this one. I'm not particularly a big fan of the John Legend part itself. We move on to the Chains and Whips song from there featuring Kendrick Lamar, which I think lives up to the hype as far as Eclipse featuring Kendrick song, but is slightly diminished to me by its like uncanny similarity to No Church in the Wild by Kanye and Jay-Z. Intentional or not, I found that slightly distracting on an otherwise incredible song. I also thought Pharrell's vocal part on that one was a little bit weird, but the song still goes very hard. POV featuring Tyler is next and very fun. Tyler has talked ad nauseum about how much they influenced his sound. You can hear how excited he is to be on the track. I don't think he's quite on the same level as them at doing what they do, but it's still a very fun collab. So Be It dropped with a very odd Undertaker WWF-esque organ heavy instrumental before being changed back to the original that had been previewed the weeks prior. And thank God, because the version that's on there now is one of my favorites on the album. I think that song is a masterpiece. Ace Trumpets still bangs. The beat on All Things Considered is incredible. The acronym tracks, the next three after that, might be my favorite section on the album, with EBITDA being my overall favorite song on the album. I think that one is just an earworm that I never get tired of. Inglorious Bastards and So Far Ahead both go hard as fuck. Let God Sort 'Em Out, the title track, back to back with Chandeliers with Nas, it's a decent track, but this is almost where it's a little bit weaker because I think it would have been better even with Nas if they didn't do that forced beat switch during Nas's verse. I think that just
Mm.
like takes away from it a little bit in a way that it doesn't feel clips during that moment. Uh, Even though the first and last tracks are not my favorite on this one because they just play more into the spiritual side, both lyrically and instrumentally, the way that they play out makes everything feel like it comes for full circle from beginning to end. This is a strong 9 for me, easy, man. And yeah, that second acronym track is my favorite by far. What about you, man? What did you think about this one?
All right. So I want to talk about a couple of things here. So first
Please.
off, I want to talk about how this entire rollout has been a breath of old school fresh air. We had a legit album rollout, a legit album announcement. It wasn't 6 months out. We didn't have 12 singles out of 18 songs. We had a legit single. The dudes have done interview after interview. We've got AMAs on Reddit. Malice even like notated shit on Genius, which is so cool.
Yeah.
This feels like an album, and it feels different when than the like the shock drops and the mixtapes and Although I'm very excited to hear Alfredo too with the ramen on it. It's one of those where it's like, oh, shock drop. Oh, we're getting it next week. Oh shit, you know what I mean? Um, we actually had like a moment to like prep and then go into it, and I think that that has the potential for albums to like make it not better, but I think that this one made this one better here, man. What
I
lends
agree.
even more credence to this is how in-depth the structure of the record actually is. Every track works with the track after and before it. They both figure out a way to work out with the dichotomy of being OGs, getting a little bit more vulnerable with tracks like The Birds Don't Sing. Chains and Whips is going to be one of the tracks that people talk about a lot because of Kendrick, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's easily not one of my favorites. It's one of the lesser tracks on the album for me. It needed to happen though with that beef that
Yeah.
Kenny had and with Drake and how Push absolutely decimated him with that you're hiding a son track. So I get it, but the album picks up immensely with POV, which has one of the best features on the album from Tyler. Push's verse on this one is fucking great. I actually texted you a snippet of it today. Even like 20-year Thousand Airs is fantastic. What does he say? Rolls Royce. The Audi track. The
Yes.
only Audi here is driven by my au pair is one of the my God,
The
Push.
purposeful
Fucking
mispronunciation.
let's
So good.
go, dude. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Tyler feels like he's been holding that verse in since Clipse's last album, just waiting to do it on a Clipse album. Uh, Look, and also the beat switch, like right into what if they if they weigh the game, call it obese, is fantastic. So Be It is when I started to really sit with how tailored and fantastic the production on this album is for the majority of it. Pusha would never let TMZ leak anything that he had, though. You know that he'd just write a throwaway track with some coke wordplay about whatever it is that you actually did.
Yes.
Malice's line about no more Neptune, so P is Saturn is fuck. Let's go, dude. The wordplay on this is great. Honestly, I was very impressed with Malice on this whole record.
He doesn't
Ace,
swear once, I don't think.
I love that. I love that for us. Ace Trumpets as the singles is funny because it has the worst line, the worst bar of any track on the record. Yellow Diamonds do indeed look like PP guys, but did we have to say it? I don't think we did. Again, Malice smokes Push on this one, bro. Penne alla vodka and Ferrari window shoppers. Fuck yeah. All things considered continues with some of the best production on the record. Pharrell's chorus is great, and I love how minimal it is until it's not, and it kind of trails off on the back end. Not surprising, as I think Malice fucking bodies Push on this whole thing at this point, except for maybe on what is it, MTBTTF, and which Push actually
Yeah,
really gets into it, man.
the
If you let the
acapella
money
open.
talk, who's speaking up? I'm sleepwalking. Y'all don't dream enough. My third passport. I ain't seen enough.
That line's so
If you
hard.
can breathe there, it ain't steep enough. Let's fucking go, guys. It's honestly one of the better like technical rap bars of the record.
Yep.
Because if you look at like old school 90s hip hop, you'll see that like Big did shit like that, Pac did shit like
Hmm.
that, and it's just one of those things, man. He did his thing on this one. Malice did his thing on this one too. Inglorious Bastards, I think is great. I actually dislike the fucking beat on this one though. I really dislike the beat. And the culturally inappropriate tag is wildly overused. I hated it. I've actually skipped this track a number of times on subsequent listens. I have listened to it about 14,000 times though, so give me a break. So Far Ahead has this like droning synth line that like shouldn't work, but it does. I love like the choral chords on the chorus. Pharrell really did his thing on this one, bro. The beat switch on Let God Sort Them Out, I actually think is top tier. I really liked it, man.
Ooh.
But this is close. This is as close to a perfect closer as you can get for this record, man. The closeout by Pharrell, I think, is great. I think this album is fucking great, John. Easily will stay in my rotation for a long time. Super glad we got it. It actually did surprise me that Malice came out on top, bar for bar from Push for me. It feels like he outdid himself and Push quite a bit. This is a 9.5. My standout is most definitely POV. I've only listened to that song maybe, I don't know, 18, 19,000 times today. So
Dude, that's fair, man. Did this surpass Amine as your favorite rap album of the year? Or still too
100%.
early? Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, yeah. I think that Amine might be my favorite, but this is the best.
Fair.
That's where I'm at
That's
the
fair.
moment. But there's still more to come. Well, there's still more like half a year to go, so we'll see, man. All right, we got a new Barry Can't Swim album, man. This one is called Loner. I've been dying for your thoughts on this one all week. Please.
All righty. Well, let's see here. So, in the spring of 2022, there was a little guy named Fred again who played Coachella during Sunset in the Mojave tent. His rise to fame since then has been documented and captured very well. This has caused a lot of Coachella nerds like myself to like kind of have an opinion on which artist is going to blow up in a similar fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, it happened again with Chapel Roan, and it'll likely happen again with another artist. In 2024, Barry Can't Swim had a very similar set time, and I think absolutely crushed his set. But I will say, I genuinely thought he was going to have this like meteoric rise to stardom like Fred did, but I'm actually pretty happy to say that it didn't have too much of an effect on his trajectory towards becoming a huge artist. He's not going to be headlining Glastonbury or Bonnaroo like Fred again, but I honestly think that's for the best. And with Loner, we have a pretty weird and like oddly segmented release of tracks that are literally overflowing with sounds that we've never heard and a full basket of creativity. I love this record just because of how weird it is and how like majorly weird like like how he makes the weird work for him as best as he possibly could.
Yep.
Different actually really showcases this with a title like Different. You would think it's going to be different, and it is. It's a big beat track with like this modulated synth line that just continues to pierce as the track goes on. You have some softer tracks like All My Friends, which really fit his style. And then you have some fucking mastercraft bass lines on tracks like About to Begin with those 303 fucking crazy sounds. Dear God, I'm sure he just fucks up a whole room with tracks like this. Still Riding and Cars Pass By like Childhood Sweethearts are very canon Barry Can't Swim tracks while adding layers like piano and some master level groove in the bass line. And then you get to tracks like Machine Noise for a Quiet Daydream with some Scottish dude telling me all about life and love and how to walk cats. Number one, never tell me what time it is to walk my cats. I know when to walk my cats. Like it's part of the dance has this like real Chemical Brothers final track on the album vibe to it, which as a certified Chemical Brothers nerd, you know that I loved. Childhood has this like Motown meets disco feel to it. And of course, the closer, Wandering Mount Moon, is gorgeous with its string section throughout. John, this album is fucking great. I genuinely loved every single time this thing came on this week. I'll for sure be revisiting. It's a 9 for me. About to Begin is going to be my standout. What are your thoughts, buddy?
Great review, man. Dude, Barry was not fucking around on this album, my guy. It's everything about his last album that I liked and then some. It's somehow both more diverse and more cohesive. Two things that just usually don't go hand in hand. It's one of those albums that for sure I had to listen to start to finish every time to truly appreciate. Although you can put on different any time or place and people will like it, man. That undulating bass on that song, we talked about it as a single, is just so infectious and really encapsulates what I love about, I guess, the brighter moments of this album, but the softer moments are just as well done. It reminds me a lot of like an LPGOB project and how paced it is, how it's very piano driven, but he doesn't overdo it in any way to desensitize you to these elements. Everything feels like it's where it needs to be. And I really, really appreciate that about his sound and about this album. It just all comes together in a very satisfying way, man. I really don't have a ton of notes on this one. I just really enjoyed it, man. Strong 7, maybe even a light 8 for me. My standout is different as of now, but I feel like that could change. Still writing's up there too. That's a banger.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a couple of like real actual bangers on this one.
Yeah, yeah, no, he did a great job. I did not go back to his older album this week to kind of like compare, but I think he might have outdone himself.
Yeah, I think that he crushes it.
All right, man. New album from Wet Leg is finally out called Moisturizer, and the haters must be furious because not only did they do it again, they did it better this time around, man. Same thing I said about the last one. It's like everything about that last album is present on here and expanded upon in some form or another. The singles, Catch These Fists and CPR, are both great and are going to be in my rotation for a very long time. The new songs like Mons 2 and Pillow Talk are just as great. This one really lived up for me in all the ways that I was hoping it would. And I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being my rock album of the year for 2025. It is that fucking good. Another strong nine for me this week, man. There were so many good releases. My standouts are a toss up between CPR and Mons 2. What about you, man? What did you think of this one?
Yeah, we're not even done with the amount of like fantastic releases we've had this week.
Nope.
So the most arrogant indie rockers in the world have come back with another record. And I have to say that their music not changing much is actually the best thing they could have done. Their
Mhm.
confidence, their bravado, and their absolute disdain for what feels like the majority of humans, aside from themselves, is both terrible and enticing. I feel like they'd hang out with me and then like talk shit about me when I leave. And I'd like still hang out with them because I think they're so cool. You know what I mean? Uh, the inflection and the vocals really do a lot of heavy lifting on this. There's a range there, but it's so nonchalant and done without care that, we probably don't even know what her full range is at this point. They make it seem so easy, dude. This is such a fun record. Every track hits. I don't have too much more to say about it, if I'm being honest. I love the record. I love how it makes me feel. And that's what music should be, right?
Word.
It's an 8. My standout's going to be Pillow Talk because that riff don't quit.
That song is so fucking good, man. Love the lyrics on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, all right, man. Born of Osiris time. Talk to me about their new album, Through Shadows.
With pleasure, sir. Starting an album with a track titled Seppuku as number one, crazy. But the way this feels like I was about to hear Born of Osiris do fucking dubstep akin to Subtronics prior to some crushing vocals and a sick ass melodic riff. Uh, really sets the stage for the rest of this monster here. I love the ethereal moments that they throw on tracks like the title track Through Shadows, and the synth work is something that a lot of bands that use synths don't really quite get right. Born of Osiris did. It's crazy to think that the last record we reviewed was actually in our first year of reviewing albums in 2021.
Yeah.
And I remember that one blowing me away. And this one almost hit that mark as well. Number one, the riffs on this album are great and the progressions are impressive from like a technicality standpoint. But tracks like Inverno and A Mind Short Circuiting really show off their heavy side, while tracks like the title track Through Shadows and Torchbearer have these like softer moments that really round out the edges. Honestly, if Agriculture hadn't dropped a track this week, then the medal and my song of the week would have gone to Activated. Holy fuck, dude. I was not prepared for Spencer Chamberlain on a heavy yet soft, yet absolutely
Right.
fucking crusher of a jazz metal track, which wasn't released as a single of the from the Born Osiris record. Fucking A, dude. It blew me away. That saxophone is so sexy on you, Born of Osiris. Bring that back on every subsequent record forever. Incorporate that all the way because y'all crushed it. 8 out of 10 Activated is my standout for sure. What are your thoughts?
Man, I like this album, but it's easily the one that suffered the most for me from the release week being so fucking stacked with great albums.
I know,
It's
dude.
very, very good. Every time I listened to it this week, I was headbanging and air drumming my fucking ass off. The opening track, Seppuku, like you said, is just a total ripper. The whole album is, though, really. Like, there are softer moments, like you said, on the track with Spencer and stuff. But man, this album just goes, man. I think that Seppuku starts things off perfectly. Some other highlights for me were A Mind Short Circuiting was a banger. Torchbearer was a great one. I think it's a really good album. I don't feel quite comfortable enough like locking in a score. I think it's probably like a high seven based on like the two or three listens I gave it, but I
It's
feel like
fair.
another listen could send it a score in either direction depending on how I'm feeling.
No,
But
that's super
man,
fair.
really good album. I'm excited to revisit it because I do feel like it is probably one of the better metal albums of its type that we've reviewed this year.
Real. It actually really is.
Um, The metal album taking a lot of my time this week is this next one from Calva Louise, my guy. Edge of the Abyss is the name of this one. You already know I loved this, dude. My wife showed me
Of
this girl
course.
slash group a few months ago. They've been heavy in my rotation ever since. The music is this like blend of heavy atmospheric, gothic, sporadic craziness. Her scream is phenomenal, as is the ability to take songs wherever they want them to go in an instant. The keyboard playing on this album is insane and adds another layer to what would still be very complex music even without it. The writing is excellent. I love all the breakdowns, the Latin flair that they add to this genre. Tunnel Vision is such a great opener, one of my favorite songs on the album. WTF and Aimless are just as good now as they were when we heard them as singles. Of the new tracks we got, Hate in Me was the one I looked forward to coming on every time I went through this album. Those little snaps and the pauses are so good. That part where she's just singing over the arpeggiating piano before going into one of the heaviest breakdowns. This is a
Yep.
great fucking album, man. Strong 8, maybe even a light 9, up there with Spirit Box and Orbital Gate, with my favorite metal albums of the year so far. My standouts, I'm gonna say Aimless, Hating Me, and Tunnel Vision, but they're all pretty fucking rad on this one, man. What did you end up thinking about this full length project from them?
Yeah, dude, this is a fucking ripper. I just want to shout you out for a second, and maybe I'm shouting your wife out, right? You guys found this band, showed it to me. I'm fully captivated, like 100% fully captivated. The dichotomy of the heavy vocals and the clean vocals, the addition of like a little bit of Spanish in there with some of them, while incorporating new metal, prog metal, gent riffs all together, with
Yep.
like some like power chord and synth pop shit. Number one should not work on paper. It shouldn't work, but it does, and it super fucking does. I honestly
Mm-hmm.
don't have like too much to say about it because it just blew me away. And honestly,
Yeah.
I only needed the one listen to be like, yeah, this is a banger, absolute
Yep.
fucking banger. I did listen to it about 3 times, but like you
Sure,
said, I
sure.
mean, it's
Crazy
hard
week.
to yeah, on a week like this, you know what I mean. I'm gonna revisit it
Yeah.
probably right now as soon as we're done, but. This is definitely something that every modern metal fan should listen to. This band should be on everybody's radar. I'm so glad it's on mine, thanks to yours. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know, man.
It's hard.
Let's call it aimless.
Yeah.
Actually, no, fuck it. Aimless or tunnel vision. One of those is gonna be my standout. Choose. Honestly, you could throw a dart. This whole album's fucking crazy. It's a solid 8 for me. Easy.
Fuck yeah, dude. Really glad you liked it as well. This was a crazy week. One of the better ones we've had this year or in recent history. All of these albums are outstanding and I can't recommend them enough. We're going to be back next time covering new albums from Above and Beyond. Hard Life, Millington has a new project, Two Shell,
What?
there's other ones coming out tonight.
Another
Um,
two shell?
Yeah, well, there's it's the music world, man. Never stops turning.
Let's go.
Please, you can find us on Instagram. Just search Pod About a Playlist. You can find us on Reddit. Just search probably the same thing. And you can just follow the link in our show notes to follow our rotating playlist. That way you can keep up with everything that we're going to be covering on each week's episode. We hope you all have a good week. We will see you next time. Peace.
Peace.